University. Hey, Rainbow.
Ordinary, extraordinary activism.
That's okay.
Hello, my name is Melanie. They start moving away from the table.
Melanie Marsden.
Crying and holding each other.
Melanie sits in a room of people and is
Maybe
reading
that's
her
the
braille
answer.
notes
Maybe
from her
Joan
binder
could
as she
eat,
speaks.
You could raise the baby. It pains me to think that little Baron alone in the world. You always wanted a second child.
With your faith.
Melanie is in an office. She is wearing a gray and black patterned top with a black cardigan.
Because I am a parent, I have a disability, and I am employed, and I'm Indigenous or Native. So it's sometimes interesting because it's like, okay, well, which hat am I wearing? And am I speaking professionally about a parenting topic, or am I talking about a parenting issue as it relates to some of the consumers that I've worked with in the past? In terms of my own experience, the one thing that has changed, in some ways is good and some ways not, is that the hospital wanted to give me a private room because then I'd freak out other parents, right? And so I got isolated, whereas when I had my other two, I was in a regular hospital room with other moms and I met other moms. I would like people that are having children to have the choice of what they'd like. And it's that choice piece that still seems to be missing in the medical community. Some of the issues and barriers that I face as a parent with a disability aren't that much different than what they were. They may have changed a little bit, but the barriers are still there. I think the medical community hasn't changed a whole lot in that people with disabilities are still seen as, oh, you have sex and you have kids. Because relationships are very important to me, it kind of has this snowball effect. The relationships that you build help to foster other relationships and other projects down the road. Sometimes you see someone a lot and then sometimes you don't see them for a while. I didn't see myself as an activist in my early 20s, partly because I didn't want to be one of those rah people. But I've since learned that activism is way more than that. It's having that open mind to explore what it might look like for you. I can address issues for parents or prospective parents because it's near and dear to my heart, and I will absolutely advocate for people with disabilities. And it's also trying to stay as committed as you can to that lifelong learning of activism. So if we don't push the envelope for what we want and what we think needs to be done because it's someone's being discriminated against, it isn't going to get done. So that's a very huge piece, and it can look like whatever that needs to look like. We could try it again if someone wanted to try it. Realizing that when I took a stand and gained my voice, then that gave me power that I didn't even realize I had. And it may not necessarily be that things changed per se, but that I had a voice. So the activism piece gave me a different type of voice. What other supports might need to be in place? Allies pop up when you least expect them. I know I was asked if I'd consider being interviewed for a project, and then a year or two later, that same person came and said, would you come and speak to my class, right? And because we'd build up that relationship again, that allyship continued.
Principal investigator Melanie Panich. Co-investigators Chelsea Jones and Kim Collins. Student Alumni Advisory Committee members Marsha Ryan, Carolyn Lee Jones, Nicole Meehan, Pauline Mwangi, and Emily Delbecci. Transcriber Ursula Lipinski. Videographer and editor Jonathan Balaz. Special thanks Paris Master McGray and Ryerson University's School of Disability Studies, Center for Independent Living, Toronto. Audio descriptions Nicole Meehan, Natalie Rose. ASL interpretation Gloria Brifuglio, Ronald Dans. Participants Eliza Chandler, Kevin Jackson, Melanie Moore, Fran Odette, Barry Smith. Funded by Ryerson University's Learning and Teaching Enhancement Fund. Copyright 2016.